This video is for topic area 2, market research to target a specific customer. And this is 2.3, secondary market research sources. So this is sometimes called desk research, and the reason for that is because you can actually do a lot of the research without leaving the office. You can do it from your desk. The acronym that I use to try and remember these is Big Pick. So I've got books, newspapers and trade magazines, internal data, government publications and statistics, purchased research material, internet research and competitors' data. First one to look at is books. If you think about it, there are millions of books in the world, and often you could find one specifically about the topic that you're looking for. You've also got certain types of newspapers that could prove beneficial for your particular business. And also you've got magazines, which often feature articles that could be useful specifically for certain businesses. So when we look at the advantages of using these as a source of information, it's often really useful because you could find something very, very specific to you, and it's been written by proper authors. So people who are experienced writers, experienced journalists, so the content that they've written can be very easy for you to read. The difficulty with all of these sources is to try and find something when you are searching for something. It can be very difficult to find something specific that you're looking for. Obviously, you can go to a library and look through certain books, but it's going to take you quite a while to find something very specific. Sometimes you might come across a little article that is useful, but there's not that much information, so it lacks detailed information. Internal data is a very easy, clear set of information that you can use because it's from within your own business. So the best thing about internal data is it's cheap, and the reason why it's not free necessarily is because you will have to still pay staff to analyze it, but from a cost perspective it's very, very low compared to anything else that you can find. The major advantage is that it's easy to obtain because it's within your own business. Major disadvantage is that you've obviously got to make sure that all the information is up to date. Make sure that you're not looking at sales data and profits data from previous years or that might have changed in that time period. Some examples of internal data could be your sales data, profiles of your customers, and also your financial records. Another disadvantage with internal data is if you are a startup company, you will not really have much data to go off. So the government publications and statistics, the government publishes lots and lots of information all the time on their website, and if you go to that website you will find all sorts of different statistics and facts that you could use for your business. The main one that I can think of is to try and create a picture of your audience. So who lives in your particular area, what is the gender profile, the age, occupation, income, all that kind of information about your local area. The best thing about it is that it's detailed. We know that it's very accurate, and you can also freely access it on that website. Difficulty is sometimes you don't know exactly what you're looking for, and also there's an abundance of information. When you go on there, there are so many different pieces of data that it might be difficult to find what you're looking for. In the corner, I've put a picture which shows lots and lots of different statistics that you can find using this data. Next, we look at purchased research material. Now, this is probably the most effective type of secondary research. However, it's also the most expensive. So you can pay people who are very experienced companies that will do the research for you, and you can tell them exactly what you want them to find out. So they can give you reports that are massively useful and detailed. The disadvantage, obviously, it's going to cost you quite a lot of money to pay these companies to do so. Internet research. Now, this is not actually down on the specification, but I think it's very important to include as a source of information because it is huge. So the internet is a massive source of information, and when used correctly, it can be very beneficial and easy to use. The advantages are that it's easy to find the information quickly. There's a huge number of websites, and it's commonly used by lots of people, so it's easy for people to just kind of go on and start using straight away. Disadvantages, you need to think a little bit in depth about this, but not all websites are trustworthy or reliable, so some of the information you find might not be useful. Obviously, as soon as you go onto the internet, you have some security issues which could affect your business. And some sites are biased, so you think you're getting information, but you might only be getting one side of the argument. Finally, we've got competitors' data. So this is a really useful source if you are a business that's trying to grow your market share. You can analyze your competitors. You could see all sorts of information about that business and maybe look for ways that you could improve yours. So all businesses need to publish their accounts, so you could have a little look and see who your competitors actually are, how much money they're making. If you wanted to bring out a new vehicle, for example, you could look at a brochure for a competitor's car and see all of the features that they're including in their cars. So the best thing about competitors' data is it's very cheap and easy to obtain. You can find out a lot about your competition. However, it only provides limited information and you could easily take it out of context. So it might look like they're having loads of different sales, but their costs for production might be hidden and you don't know how much they're spending on production. So that's an overview of secondary research methods. Any questions, email and I will get back to you.